the Wind Moon's YouTube channel. My name's Sean, and this is my check-in for the 14th of February, which just happens to be Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day for all those who are celebrating it, and happy Valentine's Day to all those who may be feeling a bit more alone, because you're not alone. Everyone is one in this universe, but this is a experience of separation. So completely understand you may be feeling a little bit lonely at the moment. You're not alone. I wanted to talk about some of the reactions and the conversation that's happening around the topic of so-called ascension. I don't like to use the word. I don't find it to be to resonate with me. I like to think of it as an expansion and alignment type of experience, and it's personally unique for each individual. There are groups of individuals who are trying their hardest to be a guiding light and to be supportive, as I am as well. But some people are feeling that light workers who charge money for their support and for the energy they put into their particular guidance practices, that's unfair and it's unreasonable. I wanted to briefly discuss that. I know that there are those who either align with the views and opinions of people like David Wilcock and Corey Good, and there are those that don't. Now, whether you do or don't, in inverted quotes, believe the personal narratives of these individuals, I've got to say that in my personal opinion, much of what they say aligns with a view that I hold, which is around the oneness of creation and the fact that this is a consciousness-based universe, and that our role here is to better ourselves, to make a choice, and that choice is around our orientation, whether we see ourselves as being in service to others in a balanced and sovereign way. That is not to be accepting a lesser stature or a lesser role. It's not to be in slavehood or in an inferior role. It is to be genuinely giving without an expectation of return, or whether to be service to self. Service to self individuals have an equal right in this universe, because all paths are equally valid to the Creator or God. Whatever you choose to use as your personal term, but I think of it as the infinite creator, as the source of everything. All of the decisions that we make, the choices we make in terms of our orientation, they aren't just simply a thought process. They are something that's heart-based, something that's true to our own calling. And so this is not a situation where you sit down one day and you think, I'm going to be of service to others, or I acknowledge that I'm service to myself and that's my path. It's something you are. It's not something you think of. It's not something you align with. You are simply who and whatever you are. Because if you're in this aspect of consciousness here on Earth at this time, which is a transition point time, or really a period of intense energetic change, then you've already consciously or subconsciously made a choice. We know that because the whole planetary entity made a choice, and everybody who's connected to it contributed to that choice. So what do I mean? It means that this planetary sphere is going to become a service to other oriented place. You don't have to take my word for it. It's just simply that's what many of us believe in the community. As it progresses, so we do. And so getting back to my core point, there are individuals that charge money. They have every right to do so, because there's energy exchange involved in this. There's energy they're putting into their programs to help people, to provide guidance to those who don't understand what the path options are, or how to take the first steps. Ultimately, for everyone, it's an internal journey, and it's work that you can only do yourself. There's no guru. The age of the guru, as everybody has acknowledged, the age of the guru is over. but there are those who need some guidance and some help. And whether the light workers, and I put Corey and David Wilcock and Laura Eisenhower and many other individuals, I put the boys from Edge of Wonder, I put James Gilliland and Pete Slattery into that same context. These are all light workers, whether they acknowledge it necessarily or use that label themselves. They are providing service. They're doing so with an open heart and a positive intent. I firmly believe that. And so should they be allowed to charge if you need their help, whether it's for a one-on-one appointment or it's to join a program. So that's there's a lot of challenges to these programs and these charging models, simply because many feel, oh well, we shouldn't be charging for that. We shouldn't be using the money system. It's a slavery system anyway, and it is. But it's a part of the balance that we still have to maintain here, because we are still in a 3D Earth, and people have to survive. From my point of view, I'm not in a position to judge. I'm not in a position to pass any form of judgment. It's not my role, it's not my place, and I would encourage you as well not to do so, because the act of judging another is judging yourself. Ultimately, it's going to rebound, and it does talk to a mirroring of who you are and where you are in your journey if you're intensely judgmental of others. Just look inside. Is there benefit that you're going to get out of participating in that program? If there is, and you feel that it's something you need to be a part of, then look around you at different ways to manifest that in your life. Many of us will say, oh, but I don't have the money. That might be true, but you might have friends that can participate and can help to provide you some guidance about what the program's about. There might be that this instance of the program you can't participate in, but the next one you can. There's many ways in which, if you take personal accountability and responsibility for your development, there are many ways that you can look positively to move forward. And this is probably the single biggest point that I'd like to make. Any movement in terms of your ascension, your development of your consciousness, your growth of your consciousness, is your responsibility to do. It is not only going to be achieved if you can attend Corey's course, or if you can attend David Wilcock's course, or if you can have a one-on-one session with Pete Slattery or James Gilliland. That's not the only path. Ultimately, those are tools. Those are assisting capabilities that can help you to take the first few steps, to get your head clear and to understand the type of work that you have to do. There are many other sources, and ultimately it's simply a fact that you have to, at some point, stop assessing and absorbing material and start using what you've learnt and what you know internally is right, what resonates, and do the work. We have to get off the couch. We have to stand up on our own 2 feet and do the work. And if you don't, you have every right to that choice as well. But if you don't do the work, you can't expect the results. So it's as simple as that. And I just wanted to have this as a little bit of a wake-up call, but also a request to the broader community just to turn down the aggro a little bit, the aggression, the judgment. All paths are equally valid. Everyone has a right to live in this society, in this universe. Let's support each other in any way you can. I, for one, am putting my hand up, doing materials that I'm putting out there to help all. You might notice that I'm not charging for any of this, but that's who I feel and who I am and what I feel is going to be positive for me. But I have no judgment for Corey, David, or anybody else for that matter, exercising their skills and leveraging their knowledge and their connections to provide access to information that others feel that they haven't yet developed a way to access themselves. And sometimes it's just not time. So let's just keep our options open. Let's keep our reservations under check. And equally, if this material doesn't resonate, then don't participate. Just simply opt out. That's fine. You have that choice too. You may not, from a discernment point of view, you may not feel that some of those teachings and some of those aspects are right for you. That's absolutely right for you to take that internal judgment, but not to then blame others for making it available, because it may not feel right for you, but it may feel right for others, and you don't have a right to make a decision or a judgment on behalf of some other third party. And at the end of the day, we're all one. And if you don't believe that, then you're probably not right for our community anyway. But that's not a judgment. That's just a reality. All right. So I hope this message finds you well, and I hope you have a beautiful day, and a particularly a lovely Valentine's Day for everyone. So with that, I'll say goodbye and see you next time. Bye for now.